Hi everybody, my name is Lauren and welcome back to my channel, Plants and Things. In today's video, we are going to be talking all about my wish list plants. These are plants that I need to have now. And I know it's a little late in the year to be doing a wish list plant video. However, we're all on our own time frame here. There's no rules. So today's when we're going to do my wish list plant video. And before we get started, I just want to take a moment to really thank my subscribers, you guys that are watching my videos, commenting on my videos. If you're new here and you like the content, but you came back and watched the next video again, please consider subscribing. And if you like this video, please press the like button. It just really helps other people that may like this content as well to see it. Okay, so we're just gonna get started with the plants that I'm really in need of, like soon. Some of these I kind of know where to get them or how to find them, but I'm just kind of waiting either to find the right specimen or the right price. And some of these I haven't even begun to look for yet, but I just seen them and said I need that. So there's a whole range here. I'll have all the pictures of the plants that I'm talking about on the screen that I'm looking at on my iPad. And most of these pictures have come from Instagram, so they'll show the person's, you know, whose photo it is on the top of the photo. So in case you want to go check out this person's collection, it's up there for you to see. So the first plant is the SYNGONIUM CHIAPENSE. Now, what I love about this CHIAPENSE, first of all, I tend to like Syngoniums that are a little different from all the other Syngoniums. I do like some of the usual Syngoniums with the different colorations, but the CHIAPENSE, which is similar to the macrophylla, which I did actually get a macrophylla recently. If I have a picture, I'll insert it. I don't know which side of the screen I'm putting the pictures on, but I'll insert it up there. The macrophylla, and I found that the macrophylla and the CHIAPENSE are similar in a sense that they have that same muted, matte, thick, like texture with the muted veining. But the macrophylla is a little slimmer and the CHIAPENSE is a little wider. That's the difference I've noticed. If there's something else that I'm missing, please let me know in the comments below. But I do prefer the CHIAPENSE, but the macrophylla just came upon me sooner and for cheap. So that's why I got that one first. But I just love the thick paddly, I love thick paddly leaves, but the muted, like almost, I don't know, pillowy, is it pillowy? And it gets a nice large size. Put it on a pole here. Now look at this one here. I didn't know that the CHIAPENSE, as it gets mature, gets lobes. I didn't know that until I did this video. So I was preparing for this video and I love it even more. I love it even more. There's some plants that, oh, I wanted them so bad until I seen the mature form and I was like, oh, I don't really want that. But this one and the muted green, it's like it even enhances, I don't know, as it gets more mature. It has slight like light ribbing. I love it. I love it. I need it. It almost even has like a little bluish tint. That could be the filter on this photo, I don't know, but whatever is going on, I need it. And this last picture again just shows that subtle veining. So okay, so as it's younger, like in this one, it has the main veining, but then it kind of gets a little ribbing almost. Like there's dimensions, there's levels and dimensions to the CHIAPENSE, and I need it, here for it. So that's probably like the very next plant that I'm looking for to get. Like I said, I just got the macrophylla, which I liked more than I thought I would, so I'm happy I got it. The next plant is the ANTHURIUM BESSEAE. Surprisingly, I think there's only one Anthurium on this list. I'm surprised because I really am kind of feeling Anthuriums right now. But what I like about this BESSEAE is this veining. It's like lightning. Like it looks like it's electrified. Like I don't know, I just love this. And what I have found when I was looking at pictures of the BESSEAE, there's so many different forms or like variations of it because they have that BESSEAE affinis. Like a lot of them are like affinis, and I meant to look it up before I started this video, but I believe it means there's some type of, it's a variation or a type of the plant. And excuse me, they all look good, but the one that I particularly like is like this really dark one here. Yeah, I like when they're really dark. So for me, the BESSEAE is like everything my crystallinum wants to be and more. Like, I love my crystallinum, but the BESSEAE is like on another level. Like, it has even more depth to it, like in texture to it. And then look at how it looks when it comes out, when it's a new leaf. Y'all know I love that about my crystallinum, how it comes out red, but this maroon, almost purple, like so now the veining looks gold here, okay? I don't know if this is a filter. It might be false advertisement, but this gold veining is fire. And then it kind of, I don't know, it's just everything. And of course I had to throw in Koa. She got like no, I think she only actually has 3, but I feel like she has so many. Oh, excuse me. Koa has BESSEAEs that I need. Koa, if you're watching this and you plan on propping or selling, I will be your first customer. Because they are just so beautiful. It's the pillowy depth and texture of the BESSEAE that I'm in love with it. And I feel like because I've been doing so good with my crystallinum, I feel like I could do good with a BESSEAE. So that's why I picked that one, and I love it. I just keep looking at the first picture with the really dark green. That's an anthurium I need. Okay, next is the variegated EPIPREMNUM pinnatum. Okay, now this plant, what I really, hold up. Oh, okay, I'm just pulling my mic. I really like the variegated epi because the variegation is so varying. You're not really likely, at least all the ones that I've seen, to get a choppy color block variegation, which I don't mind in some plants, but I just love the dimension of the epi. Like, look at the dimension. You get 3 to 4 colors of this variation of green and cream, and it's beautiful. Like, it's beautiful. I love it. And I love it. So this next picture is the mature form. And honestly, I don't really care for the mature form. I probably would keep cutting it back. First of all, who knows how many years it would take me to get it that mature. That's the first thing. Second of all, if I, happen to grow it that mature, I probably would not let it get that, because I'm not a huge fan of the full splits. I'll show, I think there's another picture. Okay, yeah, in the next picture, I love the half splits, where it's just starting to split. It's not completely split. That's what I love. So I love it at that stage, and that's probably the stage that I would keep it at. But look at this, and you know what? The white is so white. A lot of times with white variegated plants, or plants that have white variegation, I should say, the white is like a cream. This white is crisp, crust white, okay? It is so beautiful. Obviously it has variations, because you see in the second leaf behind it, it's more of a cream, so it has different variations, but that's why I love it, for the variation. Beautiful, very beautiful. Yeah, and when I look for these plants, they are either 100% like great or 100% reverted. Like, I don't see plants that have, like, if I see a plant that has low variegation, they market it as low variegation. To me, is no variegation, because it's just like, I don't see it. But the ones that are good specimens are good specimens. It's kind of like, you're gonna find a good one or you're gonna find a not good one. It's not like, that was an okay one. No, like, it's either good or it's not. I don't know if I'm explaining that right, but that's how I'm thinking of it in my head. And y'all might remember that I had one, and it's on my list it's on my wish list, because I no longer have it. Look at it though. It was perfect. It was a perfect little baby. So the leaf that has the little crisp, that was the very first leaf that it came to me with. And we were on a struggle bus, and if y'all have not seen, I will link it up in the cards, my updates video of all the first plants that I ordered online. This was one of them. It came a long way, so I won't go into it, but long story short, it died suddenly. suddenly and quickly. And what I think it was, as you can see in this picture, it's potted up into pond. I rooted it in first a prop box with moss, switched it to perlite. That's when it took off. And then when it was doing so well, I think this picture is shortly after, yeah, because that biggest leaf doesn't look as dark, so it probably was just starting to harden off. I was waiting for it to stop growing leaves so that I can repot it into pond because it was growing so well. But what I did was I put it back on the heat mat. And I don't know, I think that might have been it, because I have several plants that have grown on a heat mat in perlite, in water, and moss, and never had any issues. But this plant, I put it back on the heat mat, and I probably should have took it off the heat mat with the glass and pond / rocks, and it must have just been too hot and it just rotted it away, because there's no explanation. It had healthy root system. I never had a problem really transitioning from perlite to pond. I was actually like, it was really sad. I was sitting there, if this was the plant, right? If I could, hopefully I can see this iPad in my hand. If this was the plant, I was just sitting there looking at it like this. Like the tear was like right there, because I was so sad. And it was so soon after I posted this picture. So I need another one. Spoiler alert, I ordered another one. However, I took the chance. I won't get into it. It'll be in the soon to come video. We'll see, because we'll see. I spent enough time on this plant. Next. So the next wish list plant or item is a mystery node box. So what I have up here on the screen is an ad from Etsy, an Etsy seller, Spoiled Me Planty, and she does these mystery node boxes. I love growing things from node that are not like a plant that I have to see right now. Like there's certain plants that I don't mind growing from node, and there's certain plants that I'm like, no, I need to enjoy the leaf right now. So I like this in a sense because it's a mystery, right? So you're not having any expectation of what you're going to be seeing. So whatever you get, you know, you're happy for it. So a reason I like hers, and I'll put it up on the screen here, is the way she does hers is she has levels, okay? She starts with basic, intermediate, and advanced, meaning the difficulty of plant or the value of the plant. And she says she gives like 1 to 5 nodes, or some of them have leaves, some of them don't. But the point is, she's gonna make sure that the plants that you have as a total add up to the value, and they usually exceed, to be honest. They usually exceed the value of what you paid for the box. So just to give you an idea of some of the things that people get in here, this person has, maybe that's an overwater splash, maybe, I don't know. I think the other one is a, yeah, Pink Princess. I think that's a Tycon. This next one here, Brilly Marks, Florida Beauty. It looks like it's reverted though. Variegated Adansonii, Mame, and Caladium Moonlight. Next one, Strawberry Shake. Somebody got a Strawberry Shake. A reverted variegated Adansonii, but a variegated Adansonii at the least, you know. And then this other person got a nice variegated Adansonii. So she must have had a lot of those at the time. But if you read in her ad, she has over 500 plants. Okay, so what you can get is endless. And what she does, obviously you can't make any requests your first time, but if you order from her again, you can say, hey, I already got this, this, and this, so that she doesn't give you the same plants again, obviously. So that's nice. I've been eyeing them. I think the advanced box is like 110, so it's really not a lot of money at all for what you get. I don't know why, I just haven't done it, but I always keep eyeing it, and I really do want to get it. So I'm gonna make a point to do that this year, especially now as it's nice and warm. This is the time to be chopping and propping, so definitely on my list to do. The next is the Dieffenbachia Reflector. Y'all know I had to put a Dieffenbachia up here. I couldn't not. There was a second one that I wanted to put up here, but I was like, relax, or just pick one. So I chose the Dieffenbachia Reflector. And this is like the reverse of the camouflage to me, because the camouflage is light with the dark. The reflector is dark with the light, right? Yeah, so I really like this. I love the pattern. Y'all know I love camo type patterns, but look at the neon green veining, like literally reflecting off the screen. So that just sold me. And honestly, this is a plant that I actually wouldn't mind it being less variegated. So like the first picture where she had like a lot of the light colored spotting versus this one here where it's just a little bit, I actually really like it this way. I almost prefer it that way, with less spotting. I think it looks, I don't know, I feel like with more spotting it could go sickly real quick, like looking sickly instead of variegated. But yeah, either way I love it. Like look at that stripe, that striking lime green reflective veining. Like, and this is a plant, obviously you can enjoy it small or big. You don't have to wait for it to be grown up to enjoy it. So I need that. And I know they're not hard to find. I think I was just being cheap. I think that's why I didn't get it, because I was being cheap. Or maybe I wanted a big one and the big one was only in Indonesia. I don't know how well they ship. I've never ordered one online. I've only ever got mine from the grocery store. So yeah, I do need that. It's beautiful. And it's kind of velvety and shiny, like the dark green part. I wonder the texture, because this looks velvety. I've never seen one in person, but the other Dieffenbachias aren't velvety, and this looks velvety. Wow. I kind of forgot how much I really like this plant, and I now need to put it at the top of my list of things to get. Next is the peace lily, the domino peace lily. Now, when I started making this list, I did put domino and Picasso peace lily as my choice, like either or both. But as I was looking at pictures of them, I actually think I prefer the domino. So I did have a domino, but I gave it away for a good cause. So, and it was a baby. It was so beautiful. I don't know if I took a picture of it before I gave it away. Anyways, I had it in this cute little vase with white rocks why didn't I take a picture? Gosh, it was so cute. I got it as 2 leaves. I think it had like 4 or 5 leaves by the time I gave it away. And it had a consistent type, is there a picture on here? I don't have a picture. It had a consistent kind of like wash of variegation. It was beautiful. I loved it. So I need another one. And as you can see here, it's beautiful. And they're pretty easy. Like, okay, so in this second picture, that's like what mine looked like, but on a much smaller scale. But it kind of reminds me of the variegated epi, but just a different growth pattern, an upright growth pattern and larger, upright leaves, but that same kind of variation of variegation rather than the color black. Now, as I was looking at pictures for this, I did see some people that had some little chunks of sectorial variegation, which I did like. I liked the subtle chunks. But like I said, as I was looking it up, and you can see in this picture of the Picasso, I don't think I like it as much anymore. For a long time, I wanted more than a domino, but as I see the sectoral, now this last one is fire though. I don't know. Nah, I think I like the Picasso better. I need the Picasso. I need the Picasso. I need the domino, I'm lying. If the Picasso stumbles upon me, I'll take it. But the wish list is gonna have to go to the domino. I need the domino. Yeah. And they're pretty easy care. I just had it in some water and it was happy. It was so happy. Ugh, I miss it. It was good for a good cause. That was for a good cause. All right, next is gonna be, I'm not gonna try to say this name. Well, I'm gonna try. APOBALLIS ACUMINATISSIMA. Homolamina purple sword, okay? That's the common name. And I don't know why it's called a homolamina. I know why it's called purple sword, but I don't get where the homolamina comes from. I don't know. But the plant is just beautiful. And it's kind of, there's kind of a theme here with the type of plants that I like. That kind of large paddly with the camo. So this one is with the kind of silvery, but it almost has this bluish, purple, grayish hue over it. And then of course on the back is the purplish maroonish. To me it's maroon, but people say purple. I think it's maroon. Backs of the leaves. And again, this is a plant like I know where to get it. I just haven't made the leap to get it, but I love it. And it grows like a really nice size. I I don't know. I like, it's not arrow shaped, but I like that it comes to a point. I like the shape of it. That teardrop shape, is it? I love it. And it has a subtle venation, like the subtle sunken venation. I mean, I don't know what else to say, but I love it. So here is the latest. This is what I've been looking at. I've been watching it. They have it here on We Love Plants Florida for a good price, $40 for that nice size. And look how beautiful and healthy it is. Why haven't I ordered this plant yet? I'm gonna order this next. So the next is kind of like a group of plants rather than just one plant, because there's kind of several and I kind of don't know all of the ones that I want. But that is cactus slash euphorbia slash, that's it. So there's a couple that I really like. The tornado cactus, I think it's so cute. The swirl like that is just so elegant. I love it. And it's a dark green. Love that. It's very structural. I like that a lot. And so I didn't even know until I saw this one that it could go like back, like it doesn't just go in a swirl, it could have a wave. I like both. I think I might prefer the standard swirl better, but either way, whatever I find, I'm sure I'll love it. But yeah, I definitely need that one. And then the monkey tail. So as I think you guys told me before, the one that I got from the plant festival that I went to is a rat tail, and I think that's true because the prickly thingies are spines. They're shorter and they're not as long compared to this monkey tail. But isn't this monkey tail so cool, draping down? I don't know if I included a picture of it, but they flower and it looks really cool. I mean, they're kind of random the way the flowers look like hanging on them, because they look like they kind of don't belong on there, but I think it's so cool and I really want a monkey tail cactus. Next kind of cactus I want, I think this one is called the Mexican fence post, maybe I think it's called. And basically I want a cactus garden, and when I buy a home, like I want to just put like this whole little rock area of cactus. And so I just imagine having this cactus and what's the other one called? I forget what the other one is called, but maybe not like a fence, but just like an arrangement of cactus. I just love, I don't know, they just look so strong and structural. I like structural things. I don't know. I love this plant. I love the cactus, the Mexican post cactus. And so this one is the euphorbia. I can't remember what euphorbia it is. Let me see. Do I have it written down? Oh. No, that's not what that is. I don't know what euphorbia this is. If you know in the comments, please tell me what euphorbia this is. That's what I want. And the one that comes up with the arms too. I want one. I don't know if these two are the same or not, but I want a euphorbia. So yeah, I've seen the variegated euphorbias, that there's some different types. I'm not sure I really like those, but again, I definitely want this euphorbia with the arms. And then the last type that I've seen in this one, but I just didn't pick up for whatever reason, was the mermaid tail cactus. And it might actually be called crested coral cactus. I'm not sure. I've seen it as both, but either way, I just think these are so cute. They're just the cutest thing, and I like that it has the pink edging. These also can get flowers. They're just really cool looking. I'm not so into succulents anymore, but I definitely want to get into cactus. I have like 2 cactus now, but I just think this one is so cool. I don't know if it grows much bigger. I wouldn't even care if it didn't. I think this would just look so nice, like in the bathroom next to the mirror or somewhere. I don't know. It probably needs way more light than my bathroom could give though. But anywho, that's one of the ones that I want. Next is the DIOON EDULE. And this plant, I want this because it is such an art piece. Like, it just looks like a work of art. Like somebody sat there and like sculpted this thing. I don't know, it's just so cool. So I just imagine, I really kind of like that minimalist style. So when I buy a home, I want a big one of this. I need to get it now, right? Because it's gonna take a few years for me to buy a house. But yeah, I just see this kind of like in my living room or kitchen open area, just on credenza or a side table, just that alone, just looking beautiful, structural. So I just think it's really cool. And what I like about this plant too is that even when it's a little baby, it's still cute. So yeah, I want a DIOON EDULE, and I'm pretty sure from what I've read, these can take a lot of sun. They can take a lot of sun, which is good. And the fronds, they're pretty strong. They're not flimsy at all. And apparently this is like a really old plant from the times of the dinosaurs, and so it's great. So yeah, I love that plant. The next is a group of plants, orchids. So I have one, well, it's my mom's, but it kind of piqued my interest into orchids and I want to get into it. I like this one. It was kind of hard for me to find which ones exactly that I wanted because I don't know anything about orchids, the names for orchids or anything. So I couldn't even like look on Instagram for the type of orchids. I literally have to go through Ecuagenera's website and be like, okay, I like that one because I know nothing. But I like the ones that we see in Home Depot with the traditional like flowers, but then I like these ones too that are a little different. Like, and I like these ones that kind of look like a mouth, like they look like a face. Like I don't know why I love those ones though. And just the different colorations. So what I want to do is I want to mount them, but I think I'm going to be one of those people who has all like types of plants grouped together, because I would want to do like a mounted arrangement of orchids. You know what I mean? Like, are you like catching my vision? That's what I want to do on a wall. Like, instead of having a picture frame, like, have you ever seen people have those frames of live moss and like different kind of moss? I hope y'all can't hear this dog barking this whole time. Oh my goodness, some other little dog is barking. Anyways, have you ever seen those picture frames of people that create like these moss pieces? I guess I want to do that with orchids. I want to mount them and put the moss and strap it down and just make a frame of orchids. Like, I just think that would be so fire. So yeah, these are the orchids that I know nothing about that I would like. The thing is that I would really need to do my research. I'm not somebody who will just pick up an orchid one day and be like, okay, I'm gonna have an orchid. Like, no, I need to research it, think, like, you know, get all the supplies that I think I need to take care of it, figure out what it needs, and then I'll pick up one and start doing it. So in my mind, it's gonna be a big project, and that's why I haven't bought one yet. So yeah, but I think they're really cool and I want them. And the next is the classic. Is it a classic? It's a classic to me because I've always wanted it. Philodendron esmeraldens. And okay, I don't really have much to say about why I want this plant, because I feel like it speaks for itself. Okay, the ribs, the veining, the size, the deep dark green of the leaf. Like, what else do I need to say? It's a gorgeous plant. What's funny is when I was looking up this plant, I never really cared for the narrow form, but as I kept looking at different pictures and I saw the narrow form, I said, okay, maybe I do want the narrow form. Like, maybe I do. I always wanted the wide, but I think I have a picture here. At some point I'll put the picture in of the narrow form, and it's actually fire. It's actually fire. I wasn't checking for it before, but now I am. So basically, I want the wide form, but if I stumble upon a narrow form sooner, I'll take it. I will take it. But yeah, I don't know if I could ever grow it this large. Let me not be like that. Let me not be negative. I would love to grow mine that large. That's what I would love. Yeah. Like I said, there's nothing else to say. Because you know what, really? The esmeraldens is really kind of a simple plant. Like, there's not that much like to it, you know. It's dark green, it has one long vein and ribbing. It's pretty simple, but simplicity is also beautiful. Is that the no? Okay, how many plants more? I'm sorry, this list is kind of long, but I tried to cut it down, but you know. The next is the Philodendron serpens. And talk about fuzzy patios. Bump a fuzzy patio, okay? I need a SERPENS because the SERPENS is fuzzy petal on steroids. Okay, it's okay. Let's start with the veining. Okay, now I don't know if it's, no, it is that way. Wow. So I didn't know this. I saw it in this picture, but I wasn't sure if this was the editing of the photo, if it was true. But this orange veining, the orange veining is striking. You don't see that. You really don't see orange veining. That's really cool. And I like a wide sinus, so it has this nice wide sinus with the orange veining that. And so now the leaves are like leathery, like, I don't know the other word to explain it, but leathery. But I really like it. And I just saw this picture of this close-up of the I don't even know what are the fuzzies called on fuzzy petiole plants. What are they called? Fuzzies? I know that's not the scientific term, but I just thought that was cool. And it comes, the cataphyll grows with the fuzz on the outside. Like, I just, all around great plant. And from what I hear, this plant is very tough. It's a tough plant. I've heard that it's a tough plant, that it's not like, it's not a finicky plant. So that's good to know because they're not cheap. And that is what has held me back from buying one. I did recently order something similar that it has the same type of leaf but not the fuzzy petiole, and I'm really excited about it. But ultimately I want the SERPENS ultimately. So yeah, the next one is the pitcher plant. I don't know the real name for this plant. I know there are several types of pitcher plants, but they're actually not hard to find. I saw some when I went to the Longwood Garden Botanical. They had some pitcher plants there. They were small, of course, but actually I've seen some in another plant shop too. Yeah, they're not hard to find. I think again with the pitcher plants, it's kind of like, because they're a carnivorous plant, this is the same way I feel about orchids. Before I get one, I need to like read up on it, figure out what they need before I just jump in and get it. But I really want a pitcher plant, so I just think they look cool. And I even just like the way the leaves look. So even if I couldn't keep any pictures on the plant and I just had the leaves, I would still like really like the plant. So I just think it looks so cool. I think this last picture, so I didn't know there are not just the hanging pictures, but there's also these pictures that are upright. Those are cool, but I think I like the hanging ones better. What are those called? Monkey cups or something like that, I think. I like the hanging pitcher plant better than the upright one. And this last one, this deep maroon one, is beautiful. And I like these leaves even better. This kind of like almost lettuce-like leaf. Yeah, I really like these pitcher plants. This is like, once you get your jungle really going, that's the plant you get to just set it off. Like, I love the pitcher plants. I've always loved them. So I need to get one of those this summer for sure. And the next one, I know this is a long list, I'm sorry, but thank you if you're still here. The Piper crocatum. And this is just a really striking plant. Like, it just looks so different, and it's a vining plant. So that's, I don't know, I feel like vining plants are easy. Is that true? In my mind, I feel like once I saw that it was a vining plant, I was like, oh, okay. So in my mind, vining plants are easy. I don't know if that's true or not, but I love this plant. And I mean, do I need to explain why? The texture, the color. So one thing, this second picture, the green is obviously much lighter than the first one. I prefer it darker. I don't know if this is a different version or if this is the light situation that keeps it lighter or darker. If you know, please let me know in the comments below so that I could keep it dark or get the right one because I like it dark. But I just loved this one because it showed the silveriness too. It's like a pinkish silverish veining variation thing that I love. But again, the dark one is my favorite. I love dark green leaves. So this person has it trailing down, and I like that too, but the leaves will get smaller as you can see in this person. The leaves have gotten smaller, but they're still really cute. They're still really cute, very striking. And even against all of like these other anthuriums and crystallinums you can see in the background, it sticks out, like it pops. So I need that. I need the Piper crocatum. And this last one, this last picture, this leaf looks pretty large. I don't know if it's because they got it zoomed in, but it looks pretty good. So I think, is that the last one? Oh, there's a couple more. Okay, there's like 2 more. And I know what y'all saying. Lauren, how did you get this far on the list and you didn't mention a Hoya? This is the thing. It's not that there's not Hoyas that I want that are not on my wish list. There are. However, I don't know what I'm looking for. Like, I had to, when I was making this list, I was like, okay, what Hoyas do I want? I don't know the names of Hoyas. I can't put the picture with the name. I was like, Hoya with the dark trim. Hoya with the, like, I couldn't find them. I had to like resort to looking at other people's videos to see their collection to figure out the ones that I wanted. And I didn't come up with that many. Now there is one that really stuck out to me that every time I think of a Hoya, I'm like, ooh, I want that one. And that one is the Hoya Bertonier. I just think the dark green trim is so stunning. Like, I know people are into Hoyas for the blooms, the flowers, they are pretty, but you don't always get blooms. So I need to enjoy the leaves too. And I love the dark green trim with the light veining and the kind of fade to lime. Like, I hear these are fuzzy as well. I love the Bertonier. That is one that I need. And I think too, that's the other thing, like some Hoyas, yes, you can buy them as full mature plants, but not all the time. So this plant, I think I would really still love it and appreciate it as a small little 2 to 4 inch pot. Because I guess some Hoyas are fast growing, but I feel like most are slow growing, and so I need to be able to enjoy it when it's a baby. And the Bertonier is definitely one of them. The other, that's a Bertonier too. Yeah, love that. See, that's pretty. See, that's in a small like 2 inch pot. The way it's trailing, that's, I need that one. The last Hoya and the last plant on this list is the, I didn't put the name. Oh, okay, I remember. Hoya CALLISTOPHYLLA. I was between this one and the Finlaysonii. They're similar to me. Don't come for me, I'm not a Hoya head. They're similar to me. I don't know if they're not at all, but they look similar to me. But this one I like because the size is pretty decent. Obviously the veining is striking, and in this last picture you can see how this person has it up a trellis. Love it. I love that. Seeing that picture is what made me want the CALLISTOPHYLLA, because I saw this one, I was like, that's cool. But then once I saw it up on the trellis, I said, that's it. That is it. So yeah, I really like that one. That's the last one that I really want. So that is all from my wish list plants for now. I'm sure this list is going to change throughout the year, because even as I was making the list, my wish list plants were changing. They were plants that I knew that I always wanted, but as I kept like looking them up and doing a little more like research and seeing all the different, I was like, I actually don't like this plant. Or I see it sometimes. I'll see a plant as a 2 to 3 leaf plant, and I'm like, oh, I love that. That's so beautiful. I need that. And then I'll look it up on Instagram and see it as a full plant and be like, actually I don't like that. So maybe it's not a wish list. But I mean, it doesn't matter per se, because really, who's to say you can't keep your plant as a 3 to 4 leaf plant? You can do what you want. But it did kind of change. My wish list plant, my plant wish list changes all the time, which is why I don't really keep a list, to be honest. Yeah, because it changes so often. But let me know in the comments below, what are some of your wish list plants? Are there some that I listed that you also really want, or are there some that you think that I would really like but I just don't know about, and that if I knew about them they would be on this list? Drop those below. That's what I really need to hear. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you don't follow me on Instagram, please follow me on Instagram. And if you guys are like up for trades, or you have any of these plants that you're that are for sale or anything like that, please feel free to hit me up on Instagram and let me know. I kind of have like a little more of a collection now. I'm looking at my little collection over there that I can like trade with people. Before I kind of just only had like, you know, a couple leaf plants, a couple leaves of each plant. I'm like, I don't know if I can really trade with this, but now I think I'm getting a little, you know, I'm getting a little something going on. So with that being said, follow me on Instagram, and if you like the video, please press the like button, and see you in the next one.